What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching today, baby. Ooh, baby. All right, guys. So it is time. It is time for the Wednesday live stream, baby. Come on in here, smash that like button, and go ahead and start. Say hello. Say hello. If you guys have any questions for Nicole or myself, please put them in the comments section. I'm going to bring Nicole on in about 5 minutes or so. So wait for some of you folks to hop on here. Looks like she's already in the guest section. Sweet. All right, all right. Can you guys hear me okay? I know I've got my earphones on today, so I'll wait for some people to let me know if the sound is about where it needs to be. So I know that the settings for my headset are a little bit different. So please let me know how the sound is. If anything seems off, please let me know. Hopefully Deb can hop on here real quick. Say hello, everybody. Looks like we've got 3 likes on the video so far, guys. Please don't forget to smash that like button on the way in. I know we did a live stream on Monday that was kind of unplanned, so it was really fun to hang out with you folks. Had a lot of good conversation. I think we went for like 2.5 hours on the Monday stream, unplanned. So if you guys enjoy this stuff, please let me know if you guys have any comments for myself. If you have any comments for Nicole, you guys should all know who Nicole is by now. She got her channel taken away on YouTube recently. Whether you know that or not, we're going to talk about that here shortly. Good to see you, Jeremy. Jeremy says, yo. Jerem 1979, good to see you in here early today, my friend. Caroline says, hello, chat. I am new to the channel, but I appreciate the link to Nicole's new YouTube. So far, I have watched the Kimmy and Natalie interview, both excellent. I wanted to stop in before kids get home. Awesome, Caroline. Yeah, I remember you asking for the link to Kimmy's video on Nicole's channel. So glad you were able to watch that. It was a great video. I actually watched it myself a couple times. I watched it live when they did it on Nicole's channel. What was that, like a couple weeks ago now? And then I watched it on the replay just the other day as well. Jeremy says, I try to be here every live, bro. Yeah, you've been being pretty consistent up in here, man. It's awesome to see you in here more often lately. Anybody have any questions about anything as far as like Suboxone, Sublocade, Kratom, etc.? Go ahead and drop me some comments or questions if you have that. And we'll bring her on in just a few more minutes, guys. Just wait for a few people to hop in here. Just a quick side note, I wanted to give you guys a heads up to let you know about the puppy situations. So Izzy, my dog, she got blood tests. Blood test is good, so she's actually doing really well now. Izzy is, and I'm going to take her in to have her professional teeth cleaning done in probably a week or 2. So she's hopefully good to go. And then my girlfriend's dog with the back leg issues, so she's been giving her dog some type of steroid that the vet gave her to give her dog. And it's been like a really up and down type of thing. But as of last night, the dog is like showing signs of improvement. So if you guys remember, I showed you guys a short video of what was going on on the Monday live stream, how our dog's back legs were just kind of fumbling all over the place. Seems to be some improvements here. So keep your fingers crossed, keep the prayers coming, and hopefully puppy can make a full recovery and not have to have some expensive backs or leg surgery or whatever the heck is going on. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give the disclaimer real quick here, guys, and then we'll go ahead and bring Nicole on. So remember, guys, that nothing on this channel is medical advice. Anything we talk about today with Nicole and I, nothing will be medical advice. We're not allowed to give medical advice. If you're struggling with addiction, please seek out your own medical doctor. Everything on this channel is for entertainment purposes only, and for me to share my experience with you and for you to share your experience with others, guys. Also, I'm going to go ahead and thank the contributors for the week. So we had Mikey. Actually, Mikey's the contributor of the month. He's the sponsor of the month, we'll call him. Shout out to Mikey, hooking it up in here lately with a super sticker and super chat. I really appreciate the support and love that you have for this channel, Mikey. Hopefully, I'll be able to speak with you soon on Clarity. I've been watching for your request on that. Haven't seen it yet, so hopefully we'll speak with you on there soon, and we can get some things ironed out for your situation. We also, the other contributors, so we had Kingdom Within coming through with a couple super chats on the Monday live stream, and we had Kimmy, and we had Jesse, Savon last week, Callie Love last week, and Mama Deb last week. So shout out to all of you who contributed over the past week. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Just make sure there's no comments I need to touch on real quick here. Sparky JK says, finally able to catch a live stream. Awesome. Awesome stuff. So remember, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. I'm going to bring Nicole on here real quick, and we'll get to chatting.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hey, girl. Oh, look at you coming in here with the widescreen.
Yeah, you know, I just hate the widescreen because I feel like it makes me look fatter, but I'll do it for you.
Oh, thank you, girl. No, you look good. You look good. Don't worry about that, all right?
And I got my co-host back here, too.
Oh, is that your puppy?
That's my co-host,
yeah.
Paco.
I seen that. I seen in one of your other videos, he was like tucked in back there behind the couch.
Yeah.
I had a dog named Paco once too. It was a little poodle when I was a kid. Very interesting. I wish my dog would be chill like that and just hang out back there in the back of the couch.
He's always either this is on my bed, but he's either on the back of the couch when I'm in the living room or right back here on top of my pillows during the day. And he just relaxes. But he's old. He's like 13 or something. So he's just chilling.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's a good age there. Had some good years. Have you guys had him the whole time?
We got Paco. My sister got him from the pound when she was living with my mom and dad. And my dad was pissed because she brought this dog home without asking for permission. And so he kicked my sister and her son out of the house that day and kept the dog.
Oh, man.
Because he likes the dog.
Yeah. I had kind of a similar situation, not really similar, but I had to take my I had a Chihuahua that I had. Her name was Jersey, and my mom got a divorce. She had to move to an apartment, and she couldn't have her in an apartment. So I was like, I'll take her, and my mom was like, hey, well, I'm gonna take her back soon. And I was like, no, you're not getting this dog back. Sorry. So I kept her for the rest of her life, and she lived to be 15. So.
That's what Paco did. He lived with my dad and my mom. Then he moved back in with my sister. And then my sister, she got into her active addiction and she couldn't take care of him. So me and my husband literally went and rescued him from it was like a needle a shooting gallery. He was there alone, no water, no electricity, syringes and everywhere. And we went and saved him and brought him home, and he's been with us ever since.
Wow. That's a good story.
Yeah, she got really bad off in her active addiction. She called me and she's like, my apartment is, like I said, a shooting gallery, and there's no electricity, there's no running water, and I can't take care of him, and I don't want to keep him in this environment. So can you please come get him? And I was like, absolutely. So my whole family has had this dog at one time or another.
I'm surprised I haven't really seen him in videos before. I think I would have noticed
recently started introducing him to everybody as my co-host. Okay. I didn't do it when I lived at the old house. I didn't do it. I just kind of he was there. He was there with me at the old house. It was just so dark in that house that I was always in the bathroom doing my videos. So nobody would ever see me here. This is my bedroom. I can sit in my bedroom and it's light. In that house, it was so super dark. So I couldn't be anywhere else except for the bathroom.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, now that I know he's there, I'm going to always be watching for him.
Yeah.
All right. So let's kind of jump in. Today's just going to be probably just a really chill conversation with you and I, and then if people have questions for you or myself, I don't know if you could see the live chat or not. I can kind of just read some comments as they come.
Let me see if I can get it to come up on my side. So that
okay.
Play.
That way, if you
I
see something
can't.
that maybe I don't see or something, but I can see
Oh,
I
I
can
can
see
see it when
everything
I
here.
switch over to it. Hey, y'all.
So we got
Okay.
you guys all know who Nicole is. We got 10 people in here right now. Guys, please hit that like button on your way in. Drop us some questions if you guys have any. It looks like Sparky just said this channel was a big motivator for me in getting the Sublocade shot. He says life changer. I met Kevin on Reddit and he sent me a link to his interview with you, and that video did it for me. Thank you. Awesome stuff, Sparky. Yeah, there's been a lot of people. It seems like a lot of people have seen the few comments that I've made on Reddit. So I'm not really very active on Reddit at all. But there have been like a few days where I've gone through and responded to a few people's Sublocade questions or comments on there. But glad to see that that's working out for you, Sparky. Thanks for hopping on here and jumping over to YouTube with us. Good to see you, Deb, Rachel, Jeremy. Let's see, Sparky. Okay, so all right, Nicole. So what if you could give us, for the people that haven't heard yet for some reason, there might be people out there that are still looking for your channel, that are wondering what the heck happened. If you could kind of maybe give us the rundown of what happened to your YouTube channel. We know that you were like busting your ass, and we all seen how hard you worked in this community to, have you share other people's stories on your YouTube channel. Often, I've been on your channel before. There's been many people, and you've had, what was it, thousands of videos on that channel, probably.
2,500 videos on that channel.
So you put in ungodly amounts of hours and work and blood and sweat and obviously tears into that channel. I felt really upset and sad and confused and wondering what the hell happened to your channel. If you can give the people a rundown if they haven't yet heard of what happened, maybe without any names as far as the is it TikTok people, maybe without the
Yeah.
names of that person, just kind of let people know what happened.
Well, I mean, so it started like back in March. I had gotten demonetized on my channel. The ability to make money from my channel was taken away from me. And so that was the first time in the whole time I've had my channel, which was since like 2017, 2018, that my channel had had any kind of like notice from the YouTube. I was off the radar. They didn't know I was there, I feel like. And I have never had a strike or any kind of negative interaction with YouTube. And
Mm-hmm.
a month ago, they demonetized my channel. And it was when they switched over and they started monetizing shorts. And so when they started monetizing shorts, they went through everyone's content to make sure that everybody was, I guess, abiding by the rules or whatever. And there was some content I had uploaded on my channel. It wasn't illegal content or anything like that, but it was TikTok videos of some of my guest speakers. I would have their little TikTok videos, like sharing parts of their story, but I wasn't in the video. Or I would find somebody's story that I found that was inspirational, or maybe it was somebody who was talking about Narcan or naloxone, and I would share that video on my channel. Well, I didn't realize that that was not a good thing to do. And they call it content reuse. And I guess it could be bad where people that are doing it and doing it with like really viral videos and making money off those videos.
Okay.
So they had demonetized my channel and said, hey, just take these videos down or private them or edit yourself into the video. So that way it's not just somebody else and not you in the video. So I did that, fixed it all. And I went back to apply for monetization. And when I applied for monetization, 24 hours later, my account was totally deleted. Well, I don't know if it wasn't because I applied for monetization that my channel got deleted. It was the reason that they gave me, which brought attention to my channel, was, sorry, I got to shut this oven off or I'm going to burn the house down. What brought attention to my channel, I think, was me wanting to remonetize my channel. Then they were like doing a deep dive on it, I suppose, and they saw some links that are totally legal to have on your channel. I was linking people to my job where I work, which is a telemed doctor. And it was just a link that said, hey, if you need to get medication assisted treatment, you can click this link and get an appointment with a doctor. And if you're approved by the doctor, you can get your medication. It's not like I was selling the drug to people on my own. Well, I guess that's what YouTube thought I was doing. And so they deleted my channel without any warning, without any strike, and sent me an email saying that I was selling legal and illegal substances without a prescription. So, of course, I appealed that because I'm not doing that. And because I wasn't doing that, they came back with another reason, which was I am doing harmful or dangerous acts, which is like such a broad reason, right? So,
Yeah.
sure, I mean, I guess you could say that I was doing harmful or dangerous acts by talking about drug use, but there was really no rhyme or reason to why my channel got deleted. Now, my conspiracy, I think that people, got mad at me and wrote into YouTube or flagged my channel because to get somebody's channel copyright strikes, you have to do a long form. Like it takes a minute to fill out all this information to actually get somebody a strike on their channel. So people would have to be super dedicated to get that to happen to my channel. And the only thing I can think of is, because I was reapplying for monetization, YouTube took a deeper look onto my channel and didn't like the fact that I was promoting medication-assisted treatment and letting people know that there's an easier way to get it other than just like, having to go through the clinic where you walk in there and everybody sees you and all that kind of stuff. All I can think of is that either I was like mass flagged or targeted by a group of people online, or YouTube didn't like the fact that I was actively promoting medication-assisted treatment through telemedicine. But I was never doing anything like illegal. And my intentions behind doing that were just because I'm on MAT and it has helped me so much. And so I know that other people are always asking me, how can I get medication-assisted treatment? Yeah. So it just kind of like organically happened that I started working with Dr. B and the other place, Recovery Delivered, that I work with. It wasn't like I just went out and seeked those things out. I was already living that way and I was already utilizing the medication. So it all happened organically. And I didn't start getting paid to actually talk about it until I had been on and talking about the companies for over 2 years. Like, I wasn't like, hey, I don't know this company, pay me money. I had been promoting their company for like 2 years before I ever even asked for a job to work with them. So I knew the company, I utilized them myself, and I knew that they were a place that I trusted and believed in. And so that's why it just made sense for me to ask them to compensate me because of how much promotion I gave them, because I talked about medication-assisted treatment, Yeah. And so it was really unfortunate, if you want to know the truth. It was really disturbing that my channel could just get taken away from me that quickly without any rhyme or reason. But what I learned is a valuable lesson, and that's that, anywhere on these platforms, you could lose everything. And so that is why I have worked so hard to not put all my eggs into the YouTube basket or all my eggs into the TikTok basket, because if I lose my YouTube, y'all know you can find me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I'm everywhere else,
Yeah.
But it's messed up. It was messed up. I cried for like 2 days, like really, really cried about it. But then I was like, I mean, what am I going to do? Sit here and cry? I got to get to work. So I just started a new channel. So,
So I mean, gosh, it just sounds terrifying that everything that we've worked. I mean, I've been doing this channel for, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years, something like that. And it's taken countless hours to respond to comments and think of video ideas and put the camera up and edit some videos. And it's just like, damn, you build all these relationships with all these people and then it could just be gone just like that. And I mean, you had probably 4 times as many videos as me, maybe more. I mean, you had a lot, and I feel like I put a lot into this. So I felt your frustration to know that could just be all taken away so easily, especially without without warning and without a real explanation on exactly what you did wrong. It's just like,
I keep on emailing them and I'm like, harmful or dangerous acts, YouTube, come on. Like, you've got to give me something other than,
yeah,
like, that's bullshit. That is bullshit.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And so that's why I can't help but think that it's some other reason. Like, it's somebody that works in YouTube that knows somebody that doesn't like me, and somebody, like, I
yeah,
am a polarizing person, and you either really like me or you cannot stand me, and that's how it has been for me on YouTube and all other social
yeah.
medias. And it's
Hmm.
because I have an opinion and I'm not afraid to share it, and I think people don't like that about me. I don't know why. um
Hmm.
and I also feel really strongly about sticking up for people, especially people that are on MAT who have been, like, told that they're not in recovery. And I feel like that has also kind of put me in a position to where I get, people don't like that. They get upset about it.
Yeah,
But I will tell you this, almost every person who has ever said anything out of the way to me has come back years later and apologized and said, "Hey, Nicole, I just want to let you know that you were right. I relapsed and now I'm sober and da 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 da." Or, "Hey, Nicole." And I'm like, yeah, because I'm just don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to help people. And people
yeah,
get mad because I say, I guess, what other people are thinking. I don't know. I don't know. I try to not be, I try not to be like controversial. I try to stay away from that kind of stuff. But sometimes I get myself in trouble and get, in the middle of some bullshit. I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm keeping my mouth shut. I just want to post my videos and help people in recovery, and that's all.
yeah. And I think that's been a pretty decent key for me to. I mean, it's kept me my growth slow. Like I've never really done like clickbaity videos or drama type videos. It's just kind of always been really the same thing. Like what's going on with me, my Suboxone taper or Sublocade treatment or whatever. I've never had like huge videos blow up and stuff. And I'm always like afraid to make enemies on the internet because you just never know what could really happen. You know what I mean? So I've always
People
been,
are capable of some crazy shit.
yeah,
And that is what I have learned is that it, and I'm not only a human being, okay? I'm a human being and I'm a woman, okay? When the gossip's happening, I'm right there listening. I want to know what's going on. And then that's where I get caught up. I get
yeah,
caught up because I want to talk about my opinion on the gossip. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
so I always call myself out. Like, I got caught up in it a couple months ago and I made videos after the fact, and I was like, I should have kept my nose out of the business. I was just like, it was entertaining for the couple of months that it lasted. And that's what I think happens is that I, even at almost 8 years off of like illegal substances, I'm still lacking major dopamine in my brain. And so gossip, drama online is dopamine, baby. And it's
yeah,
like you're getting high being right in the middle of that chaos for that short
yeah,
period of time. And even though I've been sober for a little bit, like, I can still admit that sometimes I get high off on in the chaos.
yeah, yeah.
And
I
that's
think a
what
lot of
happens.
people,
That's where I get myself in trouble.
yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people can get into that, and I don't know, for whatever reason, like I've tried to just steer clear of any drama, not just online, but even in my personal life. I get very like I'll overthink every little thing that happens, right? And so it's just like it could really mess up my entire month if I got in an argument with somebody. I've always had this like people pleasing problem to where it's like if somebody didn't like me, it drove me insane. So I've always really just been so paranoid to piss anybody off. So you
You
could
would
probably tell.
you would die if you were in the drama then, because
Yeah,
because see, what happens to me is when I get into that kind of stuff, then I see people talking about me in other areas, and they're
yeah,
saying like the worst things, like Nicole beats her child or some like lies, things that are not even
yeah,
like true. And I want to defend myself so bad. And that's another like character defect that I have to work on, is like going to
mhm,
defend myself. It's like the people who know me and who have been following me and watched my channel, they know that I really just want to help people. I really genuinely enjoy like helping people with addiction and recovery. Like, I enjoy it. It makes me happy to see other people get excited about being in recovery, whether it's on MAT or abstinence. Like, I like to see that. It gets me excited. I almost get like a high off of it or something. I can't explain it, but it's like I have people that will reach out to me and tell me, I got 90 days sober. And these people started with me 90 days ago, and it makes
Hmm.
me so excited because I get to see people that were like, oh, I'm going to get emotional. I get to see people that were, um, I had this one girl. She was like in her bed throwing up and very insecure. She was stopping sex work and stopping fentanyl. And now she's 90 days and she's got a job where she's not doing sex work, which I support sex workers, but you know what I mean? This is something she wanted to stop doing. And she messaged me the other day and she's like, sent me a picture of her and she is like confident. You could tell that she feels confident and her eyes are clear. And she's like, I have 90 days and I'm working a job at blah, 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 a job where I have
Hmm.
40 hours a week and I don't have to work overnights or whatever. And it makes me so happy to see those people like that whenever they're like coming out of the other end of being addicted to drugs and feeling like really low self-esteem about themselves and insecure, because I remember what it felt like whenever I felt like that.
Hmm.
And so I really genuinely enjoy being able to be a part of people's recovery and help them change their lives.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a huge, it's such a huge thing that I just know how big of an issue my addiction has really screwed up my life. Like it's taken over my entire life. So, if we can help people on the internet find better ways to get back on track with their life, because I mean, damn, it's just like life goes so fucking fast, and it's like we've made mistakes in the past and we're just trying to help others, learn from our mistakes, other little tips and tricks, and sharing other people's experience of what worked for them. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's kind of funny that you and I are one of like the people that have been making videos about Suboxone the longest, and you're still on Suboxone, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still on buprenorphine. So it's just like, it's crazy to see that it's like you and I have wanted to get off of it for so long, but we're still basically kind of on it, right? So even though,
Yeah.
yes, you're on a low dose and I'm hopefully about done with my Sublocade treatment, it's still like we've seen so many other people that have been able to make it out of, buprenorphine. So it's just kind of funny how, I've had a bunch of people on my channel, you've had a bunch of people on your channel that have been able to conquer the beast that we haven't. So I've just kind of found that interesting that for whatever reason, you and I are still on bupe, but we've seen and we've guided people to where they can find, whoever was able to get off of it and share their story on your channel or my channel. And then you see other people, just helping each other out of what worked for them and what didn't work for them. I was going to ask you, so what's your future plans for Suboxone? Are you thinking you're just going to be a lifer maybe, or
You
chill for a
know,
while and see what happens, or what?
people ask me that all the time. And I just like, okay, I'm gonna be completely transparent with y'all. I don't want to fool with it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to try and jump off Suboxone. I don't I don't feel like I'm in a place where I could be trusted to jump off Suboxone. Um, I feel like we moved into our new place. I'm getting like a rhythm and a little program about me here, and I'm coming out of like a years and years of depression where I didn't leave my house. And
Hmm.
now like I'm leaving my house and like being active and stuff. And it's almost like, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of like brand new in recovery because I'm experiencing like things that would trigger me back whenever I was in early recovery, because I'm actually like going out of my house and like this, we got the pool, we're going to be swimming in the pool. I'm going to be having Nate's little friends over. I'm going on a trip with my boss and my job. We're going to go to Disneyland for our company vacation thing or whatever. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but every year we as a company go to California and see Dr. B and Dr. G. And this year we're going to go like Disneyland, but this is like the time where I'm actually going out of town, and I want to go out of town. When I went in the past, I was so scared to go, and I was like in. I don't explain it. It's like I'm coming out of a depression I had been in for a really, really long time, and I'm getting to
Mm-hmm.
be more active, and I don't trust myself to be off of Suboxone. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in places where like my coworkers, they drink, and they
Mm-hmm.
partake in other, like medical marijuana and stuff, and I don't want to go and put myself in a position where I could be doing something, away from my family in another state. So it's just not for me a good time to come off. And I don't know if I'll ever come off. The longer I stay on it, the more I become okay with like being on it.
Yeah.
I used to be so ashamed to be on Suboxone, and I used to feel not good being on Suboxone. But since I gotten off the 12 milligrams, I feel better than I've
Mm-hmm.
ever felt on Suboxone. And I
Yeah.
really think it's because when I was on, and this isn't for everybody, but when I was on over eight milligrams, even over like 4 milligrams for me, I had the negative effects of Suboxone, like constipation, lethargy, um, feeling like I was like depressed all the time and just wanted to lay around and watch TV, you know? And now I feel like since I've come down to the lower milligrams, I feel like I don't feel the depression or the constipation or um
Mm-hmm.
the lethargy that I felt when I was, on 12 milligrams, 8 milligrams, 6 milligrams, 7 milligrams, all that. Now I'm on like
Mm-hmm.
a half a milligram. And like I was telling Kevin earlier today before I came on the live, y'all, sometimes I take, a quarter a milligram to a half a milligram, but there's some days, like I told Kevin, where I feel like shit. And I'm like, I'm going to take a sliver more than a half a milligram, because I will feel just like I have no energy and I'm tired, which is not all the time anymore, but it used to be a lot when I was on higher milligrams. And I'll take,
Mm-hmm.
1 milligram of Suboxone and go on about my day. And I don't beat myself up about that anymore. I used to be so hard on myself if I, you know, went up a little bit on my dose or something like that. Now I just like say, you know what? I've been doing good. I've been staying off illegal drugs. And as long as I'm staying off illegal drugs and I'm taking care of my son, that's all I care about.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just say on an average, what are you, maybe half of a milligram to 1 milligram like during a month?
Yeah, like
Or
0.75 to a whole mil. Isn't 0.75 like a little bit before you get to a whole milligram? I try to stay under a whole milligram because I
okay.
don't want, because if I get to a whole milligram and I get used to taking that every day, I will keep going up. And that has been my
Mm-hmm.
experience over and
Yeah.
over and again with Suboxone, is that
Yeah.
I will get myself up to 2 milligrams. Then the next thing
Yep.
you know, I'll be on 3 milligrams, and we will be talking about
Mm-hmm.
8 milligrams before it's too long. And so as long I give myself like the 1 milligram allowance and say,
Yeah.
don't go above that, because I will go
Yep.
all the way back up and I will be on a full dose, like 8 milligrams if I'm not careful. And
Yeah.
it's not because I'm getting high from it. It's because of the habit of taking the medication. Is what happens to me is I will just continue taking more,
Mm-hmm.
and I will want it to make me feel differently. And so I'll say,
Yeah.
okay, I'm taking one
Yep.
milligram. Let me take 1.5 milligrams. And I will still feel the same way I felt when I took the 1 milligram. So do you
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? Like,
I
I'm
know
not
exactly. Yeah.
getting like a euphoria from it. It's almost like an obsession of my mind that tells me, oh, if I take more. And this is how it was when I first started out, because I was first prescribed 8 milligrams years and years and years ago. And
Mm-hmm.
I got myself to where I was like, oh, 8 milligrams isn't helping me. And I kept taking 4 more milligrams every day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I got myself up to 12. So it was like a mind thing for me. When I take more, it relieves my mind. I can't explain. I know people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about, tell me, because I feel like I'm crazy sometimes.
No, like the situation you just explained about like taking your dose up a little more today, and then before you know it, one day turns into 3 days, and then now your dose is a little bit higher, and then for whatever reason you got to fight you got to fight your brain every day, and That's what I tell people about
Yes.
when they switch to Sublocade is you don't have to have that willpower every fucking day because it only takes a week or two before
Right,
your dose can
right.
escalate from 1 to 4 milligrams, right? And then once you get that Sublocade
Oh,
shot,
for
you don't
sure.
have to do that anymore. It just you're cruising on autopilot. I always tell everybody. um, so yeah,
I
I've done
know
what you.
y'all are so lucky. Those of you guys who have been able to get the Sublocade shot on a low dose of Suboxone are so fortunate because I've
Mhm.
tried to get my doctor to switch me to Sublocade, but he will not let me do it. He won't do what your doctor did and like experiment with like the dose or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So hopefully more doctors will do what your doctor did and then other doctors will start catching on to it, you know?
Yeah, they need to do studies about it. I've looked into it, and Sublocade is not doing studies. At least they're not putting this information out there as far as like the lower dose transition stuff. There are many people though who are having their doctors transfer them, from like 2 milligrams of Suboxone to 100 milligrams of Sublocade. So it's happening more and more, but for whatever reason, Sublocade hasn't they haven't put out those directions or those options for the majority of people who don't have a lot of experience
I
with Sublocade.
I feel like Sublocade is like the end for a lot of people. They're going to get off subs. And
Hmm.
y'all, my conspiracy allegedly, okay, this is just my conspiracy, is that like of course Big Pharma don't want us to get off Suboxone. So getting on Sublocade for a lot of people is going to be the end of them being on
Yeah.
buprenorphine. And so like they probably don't a lot of places they're it's expensive too. Like a lot of insurances won't cover for it. And so it's kind of like that situation where a lot of us are, I mean, I'm a customer, because I'm on
Hmm.
subs. My husband is too. And so they're getting that benefit of seeing us every month and getting that money. And if we get on
Yeah.
Sublocade and don't need it anymore, then they're not going to have that money coming to them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's something I just learned the other day, and I'm surprised I didn't know this. But did you know that Sublocade and Suboxone are both made by the same company?
I don't.
That's
Is it
pretty.
Endeavor? Is that
Yes.
the company? Hmm.
Yes. Crazy, crazy stuff. Thinking
Well,
about that.
I mean, I wonder what their plans is for Sublocade because, like, I know a lot of people that are on fentanyl are like overriding their Sublocade shots and stuff
I've
because
heard
they're
that too.
smoking through it with fentanyl
Hmm.
or shooting through it with fentanyl. And so, what's the next step for people? How are they going to be able to get help for people that are
Yeah.
on this bullshit that they're doing? Like, it's crazy to me that, I mean, people are, already, the Sublocade's not able to help a lot of people because they are so fucked up on fentanyl that it's just like you really have to be ready to make the choice to stop using
Yeah.
illegal drugs. You know,
Absolutely. Yep.
people act like, oh, Suboxone, you're only sober because you're on Suboxone. We could be shooting dope all day long, every single day. I could be out there doing all kinds of different drugs, plus not taking my Suboxone. It's not
Yeah.
Suboxone doesn't keep anybody sober. Every day you have to make the choice to take your medication. Every month
Yep.
when you go get your shot, you have to make the choice to take that shot. And
Yep.
if you're a fentanyl user, you have to make the choice to say, okay, I'm just going to stick to my shot and and not go and get back on fentanyl.
Yeah. Actually, just yesterday, I was reading a person on Reddit who said that they are on the Sublocade shot and they took fentanyl, and they're like, now what do I do? I'm like, you're playing with fire, man,
Yeah.
because I don't remember where I heard this or read this or whatever, but when we have bupe on our receptors, we're on Suboxone or Sublocade, and you take the fentanyl, oftentimes people can how do I say this? They'll take more fentanyl than they usually would because they're not feeling the effects because of the bupe. But that could contribute to them overdosing because just
Yeah.
because they don't feel the extra that they're taking because of the bupe is blocking doesn't mean that it's still not hitting their body, right?
Right, for
So
sure.
that sounds very, very dangerous to be, oh God, it sounds so scary to be like messing with fentanyl right now. Oh,
See, I never did fentanyl. So it's like the only kind of fentanyl I did was from an old granny's fentanyl patch. Okay. I have never done the drugs that they have on the streets nowadays. I would
Yeah.
die, dude. I would kill myself immediately. Be dead.
Yeah, I would too, especially like not having like experience and knowing. I don't know. I was afraid just even on oxys back in the day, honestly. Like I could feel my heart shutting down.
Your
And
OCD
so,
would kill you if you were doing fentanyl,
yeah,
perk
yeah,
30s or whatever they call them now. You'd be like,
yep,
how much fentanyl is in this pill? I can see it now.
yeah, yeah, I would be screwed for sure. And I would probably panic myself into some kind of overdose.
Yeah, it's scary.
Ugh.
The kids nowadays, they don't have a chance to really experiment with drugs. I mean, they go out there and they mess around with the wrong stuff. They're dead, 17, 18
Hmm.
years old. Kids are dying, and it's because they're just doing like we did when we were younger, experimenting.
Yeah,
And I try to tell Nathaniel that even though he's only 8 years old, I'm like, please, son, listen to me. Like, this is not the same as it used to be. Like, you can't just take candy from your friend or whatever they're trying to give you, because when he gets older to be a teenager, that stuff's going to happen. And I just keep on trying to tell him, to be safe. And he thinks I'm crazy right now, but when he gets older, he'll understand.
yeah, it's good to plant as many seeds as you can right now because I really didn't have any warnings like that from my parents, nothing like that at all. So it was just like my biggest drug education was the guy that was, the this is your brain on drugs commercial like once a month on TV, and then some don't do drugs guy come up in some old car one day at school for like a half an hour, and that was it.
That was like the old days of like fear mongering people away from substances. And it's like that didn't work. Like, it doesn't, a lot of people when they're younger especially, it only makes them more curious of what is really going on. And so I
Hmm.
think like helping, not like when I talk to Nate, I try to tell him that when you use drugs, it does make you feel good, and that's why
Hmm.
it makes you feel so good that you don't ever want to stop, and that's how
Hmm.
you become addicted to it. And then the next thing you know, you wake up and you're homeless or in prison. My friend, you guys have got to watch this video my friend just put out. His name is Pej, the interventionist here on YouTube.
Mm.
He
Yeah.
did he interviewed these two kids in Hollywood that are homeless. The kid's name is Jake and the girlfriend's name is Amanda. And when I tell you guys, I cried watching it because it was devastating seeing how they're 21 and 22 years old and they're living homeless in Hollywood and like, boosting and like getting money by stealing and stuff like that. And it's so sad to see how they're living. And he kept asking them, like, what are your plans for your future? Or do you see yourself? And they were content with like being in that situation and saying, oh, well, we want to live in the woods so we don't have to live here on Hollywood, but be close to. And it was like, wow, I didn't want to stay like that whenever I was in active addiction. I got to a point where I was like, oh my gosh, this is not fun anymore. Maybe they're still at the point where they're having fun, but they didn't look like they were having fun. Y'all have to watch it. It's called Homeless in Hollywood.
And so that just came out recently, or what? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
it just came
Okay.
out like a day ago. I put it up on his channel like a day or two ago, and it's really tough. I watched it all today, and I got really emotional watching it. They're so young, and they're both really smart kids, but they're on fentanyl and they're just stuck out there in Hollywood, like in the heart of Hollywood, homeless.
Damn. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I'll have to watch that. I've seen that Pej and Dr. B did a video recently. That was awesome to
yeah.
see that
Did you see the
collaboration.
thing about gas station heroin?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Do y'all have that where you
So
live?
let me ask you about that because I was a little confused. So because I know we hear a lot of people talking about the K shots and the Kratom shots. Is that pretty much the same thing as that, or totally different?
No, totally different.
So
So gas
it's
station
called.
heroin is tianeptine, which is
Okay.
a tricyclic antidepressant that they use over in Europe to treat like depression and anxiety. But
Mhm.
apparently, when you take it against the way it's prescribed, overtake it, it acts the same way as an opioid does on the same receptors and
Mhm.
everything. And so they call it Zaza or Tia. or Tia Red, and it comes in a little bottle, and it's just pills, capsules, and people are taking it like 10 pills at a time or whatever and becoming addicted to it. And that's what it is though. It's a tricyclic antidepressant, and totally different than what Kratom is, because Kratom is a plant, an herb from a tree, a tree leaf or whatever. And so but those K shots are like, I made a video about it the other day. People, there are drinks that people are drinking, and they have like other additives added to them to make the kratom and what's in it stronger. And so people are drinking those K shots and like overdosing, drinking too many of them and overdosing. It's not like regular kratom. Let me say that. Like, I support you taking pure unadulterated kratom that you get from a source that is reliable, that it's all natural from the damn tree. Okay. This stuff is not that. This stuff has stuff added to it. This stuff is like being mass produced and like sold at gas stations in drinks, like Coke cans that say MIT 45 on it, right? And it's like not the same thing as taking the scoop of kratom and toss and wash in it. It's not even it's totally different than that. It's dangerous.
It's a whole different level.
People don't understand that. They get so mad at me when I say that I don't want you to do those K shots and stuff, because I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. They think, oh, Nicole's against kratom. I'm not against pure unadulterated plant medicine kratom. I'm against that stuff that's being added to it to soup it up and get you hooked and hurt you. That's what I'm against.
Yeah. I always just tell people about the kratom, like, stick with the powder and the capsules, and understand how to measure and track your doses, because if you're just scooping, even you could get in trouble with capsules and kratom too if you don't know how much you're taking. Like, those scoops can add up quick if you're just taking heaping scoops. So I definitely would obviously tell people, stick with, like you just said,
I just want people to do the safest thing. That's the safest option for you. And if you can do something, if you're using plant medicine, then I would want you to use plant medicine that is natural plant medicine, not something that's been, tweaked and messed with by human beings that try to get you to buy more, because that's the whole point of those K shots, is to sell and for you to buy more. Like, I know a lot of people who have used kratom, pure unadulterated kratom, to come off of Suboxone, to come off of fentanyl, and they are doing great. They take it in therapeutic doses. They use it for their chronic pain, and they're living their best lives. That's just like me taking my Suboxone, I feel like, for my, recovery. But I want people to be like mindful and be safe about it,
Yeah, absolutely. We had Cindy was talking about on my channel not too long ago how she was spending $100 a day on the K shots, and she ended up in the hospital with like severe liver issues. And she said she was having like a lot of issues.
This lady died. She passed away from it, and then what I'm noticing about some people who have had kratom problems, there's always, in the men, what I've noticed is like there's something going on with their urinary tract from it. And maybe it's because like trying to break down the stuff in their system, maybe it messes with I don't know the science behind it, but I know that I've noticed that me and Dr. B were looking over like autopsy reports of males who have had mitragynine, they call it toxicity or poisoning or something like that. And all of them had something that going on with their urinary tract. So I wonder if there's like something connected between that, and that causes people to maybe become poisoned by it because it's not getting through their system the right way or something.
I always noticed whenever I took kratom, it was worse on my sex drive than Suboxone was.
Really?
I know a lot of other guys have told me that as well. Ali just said kratom withdrawal is a thing. Just saying. Yeah, absolutely. Kratom withdrawal is for sure a thing. Even in lower doses, people can have withdrawal.
Anything you take, you're going to withdraw from if you become dependent to it. I take Lexapro. When I try to stop taking Lexapro, that is an antidepressant. You guys, the withdrawal from Lexapro, worst experience of my life. I would rather go through opiate withdrawal 10 times over than go through antidepressant withdrawal, Lexapro withdrawal, because I thought I was going to die, dude. I felt like killing myself. My head was detached from my body and floating above, like I was walking around with my head floating like this up here. It was so strange. It was horrible. It's like, so when
Yeah.
people tell me, oh, you can't have withdrawal from Kratom, you can have withdrawal from anything. Stop
Yep.
drinking coffee. Stop drinking
Yep.
Coke. Stop eating
Yep.
sugar. Stop whatever. Your body gets used to having something for so long.
hmm
Then when you take it away, you're going to have some kind of feeling, a discomfort from that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I've always told people who have considered taking Kratom to get off of Suboxone that I believe that Suboxone is the better alternative, simply because of the half-life is longer. You don't have to take
Yeah.
Suboxone 4 or 5 times a day. With Kratom, you have to take it 4 or 5 times a day because of the 4 or 5 hour half-life. You're going in and out of withdrawal, even at lower doses. And that's what I
Yeah.
tried doing. I tried taking a little bit of Kratom to get off of half of a milligram of Suboxone. And it was a pain in the ass. It didn't work for me. So that's why I always tell people who are thinking about doing that I think that just tapering, just sticking with Suboxone and continuing to taper lower is the key, is the better idea, I think personally. But what do you think about doing that?
Always, I think it's the better idea because you have a doctor that can help you too. Like when you have access to a physician that when you get down to the end, they can call you in medication to help ease your withdrawal and help you on the process. I feel like it takes a special kind of person to be able to utilize something like Kratom where they have access to it at all times and any amount they want. I feel like it takes a
hmm
very disciplined person, because
Yeah.
me as a drug addict, I mean, y'all see how it is with Suboxone. I'm telling you, I take a extra little piece sometimes.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine having a bag of powder, honey. I'd be like, oh, you know what I mean? I would be higher than a freaking Cooter Brown on that shit. I feel like you really have to be in a position to be able to control that kind
Yeah.
of medication, or I couldn't do it. I
Yeah.
couldn't even do medical marijuana, dude. I would take so many edibles, I made myself sick. I ate the whole damn platter of lasagna, almost died. you know I can't
Yeah.
control those kind of substances that I have access to like that. I can't do it.
hmm Yeah, I think a lot of things come down to the half-life, and I'm always talking about the science of medications and drugs and stuff. So it might be overkill for some, especially where I'm so OCD with this stuff. But I think that's why it's such an upgrade to go from Suboxone to Sublocade, is because of the half-life is 60 days, right? You
Yeah.
you don't have the highs and lows ever again. It's just all day long you feel the same. You don't feel any highs, any peaks, any drop-offs. And that's why I think Suboxone is better, because it has the longer half-life than Kratom. So it's just like, it's kind of a space out. Like, you want to have as low highs and lows per day as you can, I think. And if you're taking a whole bunch of different substances, caffeine in there too, spiking your dopamine levels and crashing them, it could just be a nightmare. And you could kind of feel like a crazy person if you have a bunch of different medications kicking in and falling off all day, and then sleeping meds at night, and then caffeine in the morning, like just too many things going on. I think that can really kind of throw some people for a loop if they've got a bunch of
Oh,
different.
I will put myself in caffeine craziness from taking caffeine, and like, because I take the little 200 milligram caffeine pills. And
hmm
I told Kevin this earlier, y'all, but I found this lady and she was like selling these weight loss pills. And I was like, oh, shucky ducky, I need those pills. So I ordered these weight loss pills from this lady. I was taking one pill a day. I was doing so good. Well, then I noticed that they weren't really working. So I started taking 2 pills a day. By the time I realized what was going on, was not sleeping at night. Okay, at
hmm
all. And I was making videos and talking to everybody, and I had literally not slept. It was like 2 nights I hadn't slept in a row. And my husband's like, you haven't slept, in 2 nights. And I was like, he's like, what are you taking, and took it away. And, he said, you don't need to take this anymore. But I had literally got my lip, just probably like 3 or 4 months ago, lip chapped all the way up here because I was taking those damn diet pills and I thought they weren't working, but they were making me not sleep, and
Yeah.
so, like Kevin said, I was going like this. I was on my regular dose of Suboxone, but then I'm taking this medication that's helping me or giving me more energy. So I'm not even noticing it. I feel like I'm doing great. I'm doing all my activities. I'm having guest speakers on, and then I'm going, and oh, this is not working anymore, but it really is. And I'm going, do, 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 do,
Yeah.
do, and then I crashed and burned and felt really horrible and was crying and had depression for like 3 days. And I always find myself, you guys, trying to find something to help me like get this quick fix of losing weight,
Yeah.
which there's no quick fix in losing weight unless you go and like get yourself the surgery. That helps a lot. And I don't mean that's a quick fix, because it's not. That's a lot of hard work because you have to lose weight to get surgery. But like for me, I have only about 50 pounds I need to lose. And it's like all I need to do is eat healthy and keep myself at a calorie deficit. But it's like I'll have that in mind and I'll be focused on that, and then I'll go and see something like Truvi Boost or this diet pill over here. This will help you do this, and I'm just learning the hard way that there's no way to like get in shape or lose the weight that I've gained in recovery except for to like eat healthy and move my body and be in a calorie deficit, which sucks.
Yeah, like putting in the work, right?
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. I want to just like I still want instant gratification in my recovery. Like I still want it. I still want things to be a lot easier than they are in my everyday life in recovery. And I know better than that, but it's like I fall back into that thinking a lot still, even today, in my recovery, almost 8 years sober in July. And I still find myself like trying to find the quick and easy way out. You know what I mean? Even with a Suboxone taper, trying to get off Suboxone, like, is there a magic pill I can take to get off Suboxone? Now it's the Sublocade though, for a lot of people, which y'all are so lucky. Those of you guys who have gotten on Sublocade, I really think that's amazing. And I'm excited for all of you guys. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to kind of see what the transition is like. And I mean, I have heard from a lot of people positive things. So I'm trying to just stick with the positivity of it all. And
you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You are going to be fine.
Overthinking stuff. Yeah.
I think that you're just scared because it's like if you have been on Suboxone for a long time and you've been on buprenorphine for a long time, and now you're not, that's going to leave your body slowly over time, and you're probably won't even notice it. But by the time you do notice it, it's going to be like, oh, I've been off of it for a year, and that's just as long as you don't focus on that. I think you're going to be fine. I know you're going to be fine. I've seen so many people on TikTok. I've been trying to get Kevin to make a TikTok because there's so many Sublocade people on TikTok that are like years off of it. And that's why I'm saying you can find so many more people that are going through the same thing.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. See, I've never even seen what TikTok even looks like.
That's crazy to me. You need to make other channels so that way people can find you and be connected to you in all of the social medias.
Oh God, that sounds so stressful to me. I can't even text people back. So I don't even answer
come on
the
now.
phone
You're doing a good job of that. I think you do good.
When my mom calls or my sister calls, like I don't even answer the phone. I just get
I'm the same way with my family.
Oh, not just my family, anybody.
I'm like, I love you guys, but I've lived with, I see your faces too much. Bye.
Yeah, I'll see you Thanksgiving. I love you.
You could literally, like I was telling Kevin earlier, y'all, he could just make shorts and I could create an account. I'm telling you, man, you would be, I don't know. Maybe I need to be people's hype woman for their social media, because I think everybody should have like I said, no eggs in just one basket. Spread them out across all social medias. So that way, if anything ever happens, we won't lose you because of YouTube. But that'll never happen to you because you're doing a great job. You're positive. You stay out of the drama over here. As long as you stay on a positive tip, you'll be fine. I feel like I'm a glutton for punishment. These things happen to me. And I just, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do my best to stay out of drama on here. Real quick before we get, I mean, we're already a freaking hour into this, but
no, I got to get off here in like 5 minutes because I got to go make dinner for Neil and Nate. But what do you want to know?
Okay, so I'll shoot you some things real quick then. Okay, so what's the? Because I thought that I knew the channel, the new name of the name of your new channel, but did you change it? And what is it?
Well, I just put my name. It just says Nicole, but if you type in at Nicole Recovers, it will pull it up because that's my handle now.
Okay.
www.youtube.com/the @Nicole Recovers.
Okay. Nicole Recovers. Okay. It was something else. It was just your last name before, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Like,
just Nicole Pludre. Or you can just
okay.
type that in. I think it will pull it up that way too.
Okay. And then I was going to ask you for an update on Neil because I know there was like some sex stuff, TRT, testosterone. Did you guys ever get looked into that? Or
Well, we got an appointment for that, but we haven't been yet. But I went and ordered sex toys off of Ulta.
okay.
Y'all, listen, first of all, let me tell you what my husband did. All that stuff happening, he goes onto the damn Temu website and orders a freaking vibrator this big.
All right.
And he came at me with that thing and I ran. I was like, who do you think I am? Jenna Jameson or some shits? So I had to go and order something my size, which is like that,
Yeah.
But I did that and just to be honest with you guys, we talked about it. It is definitely something to do with Neil's testosterone because he can start the deed, but it will literally be full attention and it can just go
Yeah.
it like right in the middle. When a lot of guys came to me and told me, you did, some other guys from my Facebook account that I'm friends with, and it made me realize like I felt so bad because I can understand how that would make a man feel like embarrassed, ashamed, not worthy, not good enough. And I was taking it so personally, like it was his lack of attraction for me or me not being good enough. And it has nothing to do with that at all. Like, if anything, if he was so mad and so mad at his, dick, he's like gets frustrated and embarrassed. And I told him it's not a big deal. It's okay. I love you. I love you anyway. He's like, no, you don't understand. Like, I want it to work,
Yeah.
And so we really have just been communicating. We set an appointment because it's a specialist appointment, though. It was scheduled out. You know what I mean? Because the guy is like, it's a TRT center here in Little Rock. But as soon as he goes, I mean, I just know that when he goes and they figure it out and they give him the tests, it's going to be so much better for him and he's going to feel so much better. But in the meantime, we went, and like I said, I literally went. Ulta is a makeup store, you guys. I went on Ulta.com, ULTA, and I typed in vibrators, and it pulled up all these cool little devices. You guys, I have some of my girls that watch my channel in competitions to see who can like do the squirt the fastest.
Damn, you guys have fun over there on TikTok.
Listen to me. One of my girls messages me the other day. She's like, I did it with my husband. I did it. So all the husbands, I know they love me because we have been talking about sex and in recovery and all that stuff. And all the husbands in the recovery community are getting it now.
Nice. Yeah. It sounds like it's a good thing to be able to openly talk about this shit because it's obviously an issue for a lot of people, right? So it's like, just talk about it, man. If there's any weirdness or anything that's not working as you want it to work or need it to work, just talk about it and just work through it together.
And I know it's embarrassing, you guys, to say about it. And that's why I talk about everything. Like, honestly, like, I love having sex with my husband. I'm very attracted to my husband. And I am 41 years old. I am at my sexual peak right now, right? So I'm horny all the time. It's different for women than it is for men. You guys are like peak in your 20s or something like that, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, 20s, 30s. Yeah.
I think it's like the opposite. And so while I'm over here being like, let's get it on, my husband's like,
yeah.
So I had to talk to him and tell him, like, I want to be more intimate. I want to have intimate time with you. And so now that we've been talking and like making time for it, it's been helping his situation a lot more because he can prepare for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With him having the low testosterone and everything, he I can't just be like, okay, it's time, you know.
Yeah.
If he has time to like get ready for it and everything, then it's a
Yeah.
lot better for him to perform, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Kind of pre-plan a little bit.
Yes, we love talking about sex and recovery over on Facebook in the recovery group that I have. Like we are balls to the wall wild over there.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check that out sometime. I know you've got to kind of get going here, but is there any other questions, comments, anything you wanted to say before I let you go, Nicole?
I love you guys, and I just really appreciate you for always supporting me. I know I'm a little bit on the wild side when I come over here sometimes, but it's just because I love to talk. You know, I love talking with you, and I love everything that you do. And I'm just so happy that we became friends. And I'm so proud of you for getting on Sublocade, and you're going to be Sublocade free before you know it.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, that's amazing. What
I
I
sure
think is
hope
so
so. Yep,
amazing is that
absolutely.
even though we're both on buprenorphine, we've been able to help people get off Suboxone.
That's true. That's
You know what I mean?
absolutely true. Yeah.
So that's pretty
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, we're badasses like that.
That's right.
Hey, we'll keep going on your channel, and we'll try to, obviously you got to kind of start from ground zero. So we'll make sure. I'm always talking about your new channel and trying to make sure everybody knows where to find you. So I have to kind
I'll
of build
send you
that
the
up
link.
again.
I'll text it to you, okay?
Okay, sounds good. All
All right.
right,
Love you
I'll let
guys.
you get off of here. Bye, Nicole. See ya. Thanks for hopping on.
Bye.
See ya. All right, guys, I'm gonna pull these headphones off here. I've still got a while. I've still got a while to chat with everybody. Is the audio still the same now that I got off of there? Looks like there's 24 people in here, guys. Please hit that like button. There's only 16 likes on the video. If you enjoyed having Nicole come on here and chat about stuff like that with me, please smash that like button, guys. We've still got a lot of people in here. I'm going to go ahead and respond to some comments now. Does anybody have any comments for me? Questions, concerns? I was trying to kind of, okay, audio is good, Kev. All right, thanks, Deb. I was trying to, it's so hard, guys, to hit comments and also keep the conversation going. So my apologies to you guys that were sending. I was reading some comments as we were going through here. Let's see. I'm just kind of browsing through the comments here, guys. Good to see everybody in here. So Kristen says 12 weeks since her last shot, baby. And she says praying. Awesome, Kristen. Awesome. Keep us in the loop how it goes for you from here, Kristen, and everybody else who got off. A lot of people have recently got their last Sublocade shot over the past 12, 8, 4 weeks. As you guys know, I took my last Sublocade shot a week ago. So there's a lot of us who are now coming. The time has come for us to finish up and just let this stuff do its trick from here. And so make sure that you guys are all keeping us in the loop going forward and letting everybody know how you're doing. Okay. Let's see. Deb says we still think like addicts. Yeah, I was reading the comments as we were talking. Let's see. I really wanted to touch on a comment that Allie said. It seemed like she was getting triggered by something that Nicole and I were talking about. Guys, there's going to be times like that when we're talking about kratom and caffeine addiction and Suboxone and all these other things. If you guys are triggered by this, then this might not be the right channel for you to watch. We're going to talk about these things. So my apologies if somebody gets triggered by something that we say on here, but we're not trying to trigger anybody, right? It's up to you guys to know if this kind of content is going to trigger you. So please don't be rude and make it seem like we're doing something wrong by sharing the stuff that we're talking about. Because it's too many different things that people can get triggered by, right, guys? So I can't sit here and reserve every little comment because I think that it could trigger somebody. When talking about this stuff, it could happen that many of you get triggered. So it's up to you guys to know that in advance, right? If this is too raw for you guys to hear, or if you guys are too too recent into getting clean and you don't want to hear people talk about this stuff, and you might not want to watch this channel. Mikey says, I took Kratom for my workouts 7 years, but I only took 4 grams. I took green, white, and red. I've heard some people talk about how they've used Kratom for workouts. That's very interesting. Oh, Cindy, I was talking about your Kratom. So how are you doing with the hospital? Sparky says, I agreed. Let's see. Cindy says, hi, Deb, Marky. I'm still going through tests and more tests. So is that all from the Kratom shots, Cindy, that you're having so many issues? Are you feeling better, though? Let's see. Not too much. I'm interested to see or hear like what kind of health updates or health problems have you been having, Cindy? And is it only from the Kratom shots, are you thinking, or is there something else going on? Hopefully things start looking up for Cindy. Sparky says, I couldn't figure out what she was triggered by, honestly. I think it was something to do with Kratom not having a withdrawal or something like that. TJD says, last 100 milligram shot on March 10th. So far, so good. Still debating on another 50 or 75 milligram shot. Just playing it by ear and seeing how I feel. Thanks for your content, brother. Absolutely, TJ. Yeah. Congratulations to you for getting that last 100 milligram shot. Let us know how that works out for you. And I always think that if, I think that if you're able to have like a backup shot on hand, obviously if you're ready to not take it, then don't take it, but it can really reduce a lot of anxiety if you have something like that, as far as like a worst case scenario, you know what I mean? And shout out to Kimmy for coming through with a $20 super chat, baby. She says, keep up the awesome content. I love this community. Shout out to you, Kimmy. I appreciate you coming back here again. I want to say that's 4 live streams in a row you've hooked up with the super chat, Kimmy. So sorry about my loud ass dog next door. And shout out to you, Kimmy, for hooking it up and sponsoring today's live stream, baby. Good to see you in here again. I know I seen a comment from you earlier that said something about, I think you were at work or something earlier. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Kimmy. And somebody was asking about where the link for your video on Nicole's channel was, and I had posted that. I don't know if you've seen that from the last Wednesday live stream. Marky says, me either. Triggered is just another word for what? Ass? Is that what he says? And it sounds like we just had a $10 cash app from Mama Deb hooking it up. She says, I love you guys. We love you too, Mama Deb. Thanks for that $10 donation, baby. I appreciate you guys hooking it up in here. I really appreciate you guys coming back here and continuing to support this channel and for continuing to keep the comment section free of trolls. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And congratulations, Mama Deb. She's been off of Suboxone for a while. I was trying to read something about, I think the only issue she's having now is a little bit of sleep issues. Is that right, Deb? And now my computer's starting to sound like a jet engine. Allie says, new subscriber here, longtime subscriber and patron of Nicole's. Awesome. Thanks for throwing a comment in there, Allie. And thanks for subscribing. I appreciate that. Let's see. Keith says, what up? He said 9 weeks today, 63 days. Let's see. What up? 9 weeks today, 63 days, 0 withdrawals, 2 shots of 100 milligrams. I was on subs for 30 days at 1.5 milligrams. I honestly think I've made it through the tough part. I had a few days. Yeah, and that's something that I noticed too, Keith. On rare occasions, I would have these like minor, like you could possibly think that they were some sort of minor withdrawal. You know, like emotions were starting to run through me again, and it's like I noticed that these things would happen and then they would go away. So it's just like, if you guys are coming off of your shots and you start to feel your emotions starting to come back to life, or maybe you're depressed for a few days, or you have low energy, like that could be anything, guys, right? Don't let your brain psych yourself out and think, because we all know what full Suboxone withdrawal feels like, right? So if we're having to put up with some, like maybe a couple days that suck, it's life. Just let it go. Just keep on rolling, baby. Thanks for the heads up, and thanks for keeping us in the loop on how your recovery is going, Keith. Cindy says, more and more tests. I'm not sure what caused it, but I quit Kratom 2 months ago. Tubes between the liver and gallbladder are swollen. It feels like a hot knife in my right side. Oh my gosh. A hot knife? Oh. I'm sorry, Cindy. That freaking sucks. Yeah, please give us a heads up on whatever they figure out with you, Cindy. I've been thinking about you and wondering about you. So hang in there, girl. Keep that positive mindset that I know that you always do. And just remember, the good times, the bad times in life come and go, just like the good times, guys. I don't know if you guys heard from earlier, but I was letting people know update on the dogs. So I know a lot of dog lovers in here. Izzy seems to be totally fine and good, and she's going to be getting her professional teeth cleaned in probably about a week or so. Her blood work all turned out normal. And my girlfriend's dog is showing signs of improvement. If you guys seen the video that I showed where she was like fumbling over her back legs, they've got her on a steroid, and she's, as of last night, she's showing a little bit more improvement. So things are looking up and not getting worse. So I appreciate all the positive vibes you guys have been sending. I really appreciate each and every one of you who have kept us in your prayers and thoughts. My girlfriend has been extremely upset lately, understandably, thinking that her dog's going to have to possibly have some major surgery and have to be on a little wheelchair scooter thingy. I've been feeling guilty because my dog is doing better and hers is struggling. So it's been some struggles lately on my end. But I appreciate you guys supporting us and sending your good vibes, baby. Definitely agree about a backup shot. Knowing it's at the office is a relief. Can you talk about how you're feeling since your last shot? Are you getting another? I always watch your content. So no, I'm feeling totally fine. My constipation got kind of bad again after this last shot. My constipation kicked up for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days. And I made sure that I stuck with my juicing with my carrots and banana and strawberries. And that has seemed to get things flowing in normally again. And I think I should be good from here. So I'm feeling good otherwise. The last shot was only 75 milligrams. And that was after 9 weeks of my 5th shot of 75 milligrams. Because we're very similar, Suboxone to Sublocade to TRT anabolics. PEDs up in here. Let's see. Mikey says, getting more TRT shots, Kev, with my 2 refills. Primary care provider gave me just now. You'll probably be on TRT for a while, I would guess, Mikey, if you're on buprenorphine or any other painkillers. So hopefully it's kind of helping you feel a little bit better. I think I read earlier that Mikey said he's been doing better. Yeah, just sleepy, but I feel good. That's awesome, Dad. Yeah, But I think Marky was saying, like, you'll smooth out soon, girl. I know sometimes it can feel like the shit drags on forever, guys. But look how fast time has gone. You know, she's already right around the 2-month mark. So just like that. Deb says, I can cry at the drop of a hat lately. That's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, I think it's great to be able, you know, to be able to be emotional like normal humans should be, right? Zach says, been driving all over tonight. Sorry I missed the chat. You're good, Zach. Good to see you up in here, my friend. Sparky says, this is a great comment, says, I would get the yawns and watery eyes occasionally. I did notice some stuff with watery eyes. It was maybe like the last week or two before I got my last Sublocade shot. My eyes were a bit watery, but it could have been anything, guys, right? That's kind of how I'm going to try to start looking at stuff. If I have some depression kick in, could be anything, right? I'm not just going to automatically freak myself out and think, oh, this is buprenorphine withdrawal. I'm just going to be like, dude, could be anything. It's just life, man. It's going to have some good days. You're going to have some bad days. No big deal, though, he says. Yep, absolutely. Just got to keep going and don't get too hung up on it. When I tried jumping off from 0.5 of subs a while ago, I definitely would get crazy sneeze attacks. I remember the sneezes, guys, when I jumped off of Suboxone. It would be like there were like 3 sneezes in a row. It was like, achoo, achoo, achoo. Multiple times a day. I remember what that felt like. Kimmy says, almost 17 months off subs, and I still have sneezing fits daily. Wow, 17 months? Do they come in 3s for you, Kimmy? I was reading, somebody was saying that Suboxone or buprenorphine like makes it so you can't sneeze. I don't know if I can agree to or relate to that. I think I could still sneeze. It's just not uncontrollably like when I'm going through Suboxone withdrawal. I'll be praying for your baby and hers. Thank you, Cindy. We're all praying for you too, girl. Marky says, I still sneeze, but maybe 5 times a week. Now, that sounds about normal then, I would think. Wait, is that a thing then, Marky? Like your guys' feet are cold when you're on bupe? Is that have any of you guys noticed that? Like cold hands and cold feet when you're on bupe? And did that change for you guys who have gotten off, like Marky? I wonder what the relation is with that, if that is a thing. Because my hands and feet have always been so cold, especially in the wintertime, guys. Like, it's like I'm embarrassed to shake somebody's hand because they're so cold. The weird thing is that my girlfriend's the same way. So she's the only person I've ever dated that's had similar issues with that. And she's not on anything like this. Thank you, Lord says, I'm on a 5 milligram patch and it's the lowest available. I will cut in half next week. So I'm assuming you meant to say the 5 microgram patch, right? Not the 5 milligram. I don't think they make a 5 milligram patch. It should be micrograms if you're on the Butrans patch. God, dog is loud as fuck. Shut up. Oh, sorry, guys. Didn't mean to cuss. Sonny says, I sneezed for a whole damn year. Laugh out loud. My sweating didn't last long and I got Lunesta for sleep. My hands would sweat profusely all day. It was gross. Yeah. Isn't that weird that I have that too? Like my hands are cold, but they're sweaty. It's like, what? What's going on here? Something don't seem right with that. How can you be so cold to the touch?
but be sweating at the same time. It's like your body's like not, the temperature regulation is off. What Sparky said, let's see, absolutely zero sleep for weeks and constant sweating is what killed me trying to get off subs. And for me, the anxiety was really bad coming off Suboxone. Thank you, Lord, says Butrans is good. So I think I heard Ali talking about that earlier, guys. If you guys are on lower doses of Suboxone, I think it's 2 milligrams and lower, you might talk to your doctor about switching to the Butrans patch. Butrans patch is a once a week patch that you put on, and it gives you a slow, it's kind of like being on Sublocade. It just gives you a low dose around the clock. No more highs and lows. So that way it can slowly taper you off without you feeling the stuff, right? People who went to Sublocade, they're likely not going to mess with Butrans because it's kind of a step backwards as far as the half-life of the medication. So Butrans would be good for somebody trying to come off of a low dose of oral Suboxone. A lot of doctors won't prescribe it for this, though. Maybe if you guys, I don't know, talk to your doctor about it, obviously. But most doctors are going to say that it's only made for chronic pain people, even though it's the same exact medication that's in oral Suboxone. Florida man says 21,400 steps today at work. Damn. That's a lot of steps, man. Good to see you, Florida man. FMD, almost a year, bruh. Looks like we're at an hour and 25 minutes, guys. We'll probably still go for another maybe half hour or so, if you guys keep the conversation rolling. I never experienced cold hands and feet from that, just when my circulation sucks. Yeah, I think my circulation's pretty bad. So thank you, Lord says yes. I think they're agreeing with me that it's the micrograms and not milligrams. My hands are freezing, but we still have snow melting. Oh my gosh. So I pretend it's not me. Okay, so yeah, I was right. Micrograms on the Butrans patch. And the 5 micrograms is the smallest, lowest dose that they have. I think the highest they have is 20 micrograms. And then I think it goes to 15, and then 10, and then 7.5, and then 5. Something like that, guys. So how that would work for you people considering using the Butrans patch to get off of lower doses of Suboxone is you would probably start, talk to your doctor about it. I talked to Dr. Chris Park about this one time before. And you would probably start at like, 10 or 15 of the 20 microgram patch, and then just every couple of weeks you would switch down to the next one until you got to the 5 microgram patch, and then you would just stop taking that whenever you were ready for it. You could probably do a taper of like a month or 2 off of those patches, and it does it for you automatically, guys. Remember, that's a big thing, is that the patches will do it for you automatically. Obviously you have to switch them out and lower to the next patch dose, but you don't have to control this way every day. Gosh, that dog is loud, guys. Not wanting to shake people's hands with those cold, sweaty hands. Absolutely not. I bet some people are like, dude, you were alive with that blood pressure? Let's see. My hands and feet were always clammy. It only got worse during withdrawals. I would also get withdrawal type sweating Withdrawal type sweating with any kind of exertion of my body. It was horrible. The low taper was my problem with anxiety. As soon as I got on the patch, all gone. So Deb, it's available in the US, but a lot of doctors aren't wanting to really use it for tapering off of Suboxone. I think it's more of a thing over in Australia that they use the Butrans patch to come off of Suboxone. Thank you, Lord. Where are you from? Are you from the States? I know that they can choose to use it. It's definitely available in the States, but I just don't think a lot of doctors are using it for what we're doing, right? Zach says he tried the Butrans patch, but it was always way too sweaty over in Florida. So if you guys have a lot of humidity that you're dealing with, that could be an issue with the patch falling off. I'm about to freak out on that dog over there barking. Let's see. Draft tomorrow. Oh, I didn't know the draft was tomorrow. I couldn't do the gym today. My damn back is acting up again. I'm like trying to keep my posture up too. Anytime I feel like I make progress at the gym, my back goes out. I wonder if you can do some more stretches or something. Have you tried the sauna yet? I would think that could possibly help, having like your back go out. That could help. Just getting in there and trying to stretch in the sauna. Try to like massage your back if you can, because my lower back has always kind of hurt me, especially sitting in this damn chair for 2 hours. You guys can see I'm getting a little uncomfortable here. Trying to sit on the edge of my chair here. Big draft party tomorrow at the stadium. Pray you all never give up on yourselves. Take it easy, Kevin. I used to be God's elect. I'm taking the boys to the Bucks draft tomorrow with my old man. Should be fun. Did the Bucks end up getting Baker Mayfield, was it, if I can remember right? People camping out in the parking lot. Dang, I wish I was there up in Seattle. 45 micrograms is the highest my ex is on. I wonder, okay, so yeah. So Thank You Lord is in Australia. Yeah, I think the highest dose in the States is 20 micrograms. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. My dad had season tickets. My kids should have a blast on the field. I'm excited. Yeah, that's going to be awesome, Marky. Have fun with that, man. Marky's always out there doing fun stuff. I still never got an update on the flavor of that Ben & Jerry's last time there, Marky. My sleep pattern is terrible. One night I'll sleep good. Some days during the week I'm until around 7 and wake up around 5 a.m. Plus I don't need caffeine when I wake up. I have insomnia for 8 years too. Yeah, I mean, if you're taking the Subutex or Suboxone, Mikey, before bed, sometimes that can make people stay up late at night. I don't know if that's possibly what's contributing to being up so late. Something to keep in mind. That I know Florida Man talks about that sometimes. If he takes his Suboxone, even on his lower doses, if he takes his Suboxone later at night, it'll keep him awake. Florida Man says he feels awesome being on 1.5 milligrams. So he recently tapered down to 1.5. Thank you, Lord says, do the Butrans patch in the winter. That's not a bad idea. NFL draft tomorrow in Chicago. Hey Kevin, when you're going through withdrawal, taking a benzo with a little weed helps with the sweating because of that little bit of dopamine. Honestly, Eric, good to see you, Eric. I can't stand taking benzos or weed. I don't want to touch either of those. I've definitely never enjoyed weed, and benzos just make me sleep. So I've never been a benzo guy. I have an infrared sauna appointment next week. That's going to be cool. Hey, Nicole. This is a different Nicole. So she's going to document her journey going from Suboxone to Sublocade. I seen a short video that she had posted. I think I was Nicole's second subscriber. So, Nicole, I look forward to seeing your transition from Suboxone to Sublocade. Let us know how that goes. I'll be watching for updates on your channel. Kimmy, get under that bar and do squats, deadlifts, fix that back right up. Bro, I was thinking of getting a motorcycle. Think that would be good therapy? Absolutely, yes. Yes, any man could benefit from a good motorcycle ride. Hopefully you know how to ride them, or if not, get some, like, that's one of the best things for me, guys, is when and I haven't been able to ride my motorcycle still. I think I've rode maybe twice all year, but starting like tomorrow, it's going to be motorcycle weather. So I know for me that I can go out and use that testosterone and go have a good hot dog and ride around town or in the back country or up in the canyons, and it's a huge stress relief for me. It feels so good. I love motorcycles, guys. Obviously, get the right safety equipment, helmet, gloves. Helmet and gloves, bare minimum, guys, but you should get riding boots, riding jacket, leather pants. You jinxed me. Just had a 3-effer sneeze fest. Doesn't it feel good to get it out though, Kimmy? Yeah, but sometimes to survive the withdrawal, I'd do anything. See, I could, if I was going through withdrawal and I turned to the 420, that could be a really bad thing for people like me, to where the 420 just does not go with my body just doesn't like that stuff. So it would freak me out. It would turn my anxiety from like a 10 to like 100 real quick. But it's not the same way obviously for everybody. Like some of you guys are awesome with 420, so. Nicole says, yes, I am. Thanks so much. I'm excited to share. Yeah. When is it you're getting your first shot again, Nicole? I know it's coming up pretty soon. We've still got 20 people in here, guys, but only 22 likes on this video. Can we please try to get that to 30 like we usually do before we end the stream? We've still probably got another 20 minutes or so to go. I know there's some of you who haven't hit that like button yet, baby. Keith says, exactly, they come and go. I just take a deep breath and remind myself I'm good. I think he meant to say. Oh yeah, he said good. There was somebody, let's see. So I just made a video about this actually today, guys, and it'll probably post in a week or two. But there was somebody out there, I don't remember exactly who it was, but they got on Sublocade and they're already worried about tapering their Sublocade shot and also spacing their Sublocade shot out but they're still taking oral Suboxone, right? Guys, I don't think that that's the best of ideas, to be worried about tapering yourself immediately off of. It's one of those people that want to do there's some people that want to do a one Sublocade shot and done, but he's still taking oral Suboxone, right? So that doesn't really make a lot of sense. So if that's you and you're still not able to get past the oral dosing and you're still orally dosing and you're kind of newer to Sublocade, I wouldn't even worry about trying to have your doctor give you less Sublocade each month. You need to focus on beating that oral addiction and stabilizing, and then you could talk to your doctor possibly about lowering your Sublocade dose or dragging your Sublocade dose out further until the next shot, right? It kind of defeats the whole purpose. Does that make sense, guys, what I'm saying? Like, why would you be worried about taking a 100 milligram Sublocade shot if you're still orally dosing? It just doesn't make a lot of sense if the goal is to get off of buprenorphine altogether. You've got to beat that oral addiction. The sooner, the better, guys. The sooner you can stop orally dosing, the better off your Sublocade treatment will go, especially if the goal is to get off of the shots sooner than later. Yeah, that beef liver extract stopped my sneezing all day. I still sneeze, but only 3 to 4 times a day compared to 100 to 200 times a day. Is that really how many times you were sneezing, Zach? Even coming off the low dose that you were on? Nicole's getting her first shot on May 8th, so that's coming up soon. Yeah, like 10 days or so. I'm a new rider. I just took the motorcycle safety course. I'm looking for a Harley. Yeah, if you guys can do the motorcycle safety course, not only that will give you a discount on your insurance, but it will also teach you at least some good basics, right? So I suggest you guys take that safety course if you can. Get your permit or your license or whatever, because cops they'll harass you with that crap if you don't have it. So Kimmy's from upstate New York, near Syracuse. Sunny said, I'm originally from Long Island, New York. Never been there. Usually when I tell people I'm from New York, they assume the city. Nope, it's a farming state. That's kind of the last thing I imagine when I picture New York as a farming state. Flavors were brownie batter and chocolate caramel cookie dough. Oh, that cookie dough one would have me going. So Eric says that you're not really tapering if you're taking the shot with oral subs. And I agree with that. Yes, I agree. Yep. I really honestly feel like there's you guys have heard me talk about the honeymoon stage with Suboxone. I really do believe that there's kind of a similar thing with Sublocade as well. And for me, it was probably from months, I would say 2 to 4 for me personally, because from months 2 to 4, well, first of all, the second month I got my Sublocade shot was when I finally beat the oral addiction, right? And I got rid of my Suboxone. So there was this new sense of freedom, not having to worry about taking my oral doses anymore, not having to worry about controlling my oral doses. It was just out of my hands. I got rid of my Suboxone. I didn't have to think about it anymore. So that was a very freeing feeling to go from having to dose twice a day to not having to think about it, right? So that was right at month 2. So I would say months 2 to 4 were the perfect spot for me on Sublocade. And then I noticed after like maybe months 5 and 6, it started like I kind of started wanting to think about getting off of it, right? It's just like, okay, like I kicked the oral addiction. It was almost like I kind of felt like I was just ready to stop getting shots. Is kind of what I felt like. But since I was so close to the end, I didn't really make it a big deal with my doctor since he wanted me to do 6 shots. I was like, it's not costing me anything. At least he's letting me taper my shots and space out my doses. You know what I mean? So I knew I was close to the end, and it was almost more like I just want to know what it feels like to be off of this medication. But yeah, guys, don't worry about, I mean, I definitely wouldn't worry about lowering your Sublocade dose if you're still taking, if anything, I would take more. And I'm sorry about that freaking lawnmower, guys. If anything, I would consider talking to your doctor about upping your Sublocade dose. If you started off at 100 milligrams and you're still needing to orally dose, talk to your doctor about giving you 150 or 200 milligrams for your next shot, or even maybe 300. That's what Anthony C had to do, right? And then once you're set free of the oral stuff, that's when you might want to consider talking about lowering your doses. But I don't think you should do it until you figure out to get rid of your Suboxone stash and stop thinking about it all day. That's just my thoughts on it, guys. I think that would be helpful for others, Nicole says. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Nicole, there's literally no other channels talking about Sublocade, really. So I'm excited to see how it goes for you. And I hope any of you guys watching this, if you can share your journey with Sublocade on YouTube, then do it, please. There's almost nobody that's talking about this stuff. It's loud out here, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, I see what. Okay, so Deb says something about Kevin let his doctor. Yeah, so I had my very first Sublocade shot recorded, and it is here on YouTube. Nicole says, I'm thinking about documenting the process of getting the shot if my doctor will allow it. Yeah, I'm curious if they will. My doctor's pretty chill with that stuff. I'm not sure every doctor will be as chill as mine was. But absolutely, Nicole, if you can get that on film, please do it. Get as much information you can, honestly. I met somebody at the doctor's who broke their rib sneezing. Damn. Nicole says, that's not tapering, it's just replacing one with the other. Sometimes when I sneeze, I get a spasm in my jaw, literally the most intense pain ever. Did someone say going to a lower dose of Suboxone makes you sneeze? It can, Jerem. Yeah, some people will have fits of sneezing as they're tapering their doses. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of bouncing around the comments here. Any type of opiate withdrawal causes sneezing due to the released histamine. Damn, Kimmy got her shit figured out. She knows what's up. You can increase your diamine oxidase, which is an enzyme that eats up all your histamines that are out of control. That's why I take that beef liver extract. Don't take Benadryl during withdrawals. Trust me, I agree. Don't do that. I felt like that triggered my RLS. Also, look up food highs in histamines and keep them out of your diet as you adjust. Zach's all about that kind of deep research stuff. I like that. Thanks, Kimmy. I didn't know that. Opioids have an effect on nearly every bodily system. It's insane how much of an impact that they have on us. Devin, Zach, you guys are killing it. Benadryl always gave me RLS even before I was a drug addict. Yeah, I remember the first time I tried Benadryl thinking that it would help me sleep when my withdrawal kicked in. And that's the worst RLS I ever had was that night. I think I talked about it in the video. The failed Suboxone jump video. I took Benadryl once during regular opiate withdrawal years ago, and it was break dancing all night long. It was horrible. So don't do Benadryl, guys. You guys are hearing it from many different people here. I never experienced RLS in regular opiate withdrawal, but it was horrible during Suboxone withdrawal. And I know Kimmy jumped off at 0.5 milligram. Looks like we got 24 likes on the video, guys. If you guys haven't yet hit that, please smash that like button so we can get this baby over 30. Even the over-the-counter sleep meds gave me RLS too. Yeah, the RLS stuff is really tricky, guys. And it really sucks. It's the worst part for me. I have an image burnt in my head about me laying there at 4 in the morning, miserable, and my legs. I picture my legs sitting in a fire and just burning my legs is what the RLS felt like to me. I'll never forget that. My Suboxone withdrawal is so deeply ingrained into my brain. I'll never forget what that felt like. Kimmy, wow, I never experienced RLS during opiate withdrawal. I would have been able to deal with it, and I would have been able to deal with it, and I would never have gotten on subs. RLS was so bad, so glad it's over after 10 months of the nightly RLS. I think they deplete magnesium, causing the muscle issues. Just got a $10 super chat, baby, from Germ1979. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, my friend. Let us know if you end up getting a motorcycle. And make sure you get that helmet, my friend. Shout out to Germ1979 for the $10 super chat, baby. RLS is the worst for me too. Thank God that's over. It's just a part of the process. No way around it, really. Mikey says, you're from Seattle, Kevin. You're Kraken team's second year in the NHL. Oh, I don't know anything about NHL. Playoff series tied 2 apiece versus last year champs. Yes, I like the NHL and sports. I love other news. Did you guys get those weird electrical feelings in your nerves later on in your recovery, like months 8 and on? Electrical feelings in your nerves. I hope I didn't miss out on a lot of comments, guys. Sorry that I've been kind of bouncing around the comments here today. You know how it is when I have a guest on here. Sunny could be because my entire digestive system was surgically altered. Not sure. Zolpidem withdrawal is bad too. It doesn't last that long, but it makes you jumpy. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap up here in the next few minutes. We've gone for just about 2 hours here. I want to thank the sponsors of today's show. We have Jerem1979 just hook it up with the $10 super chat, baby. Mama Deb hooked it up with the $10 Cash App, baby. And Kimmy hooked it up with a $20 super chat, baby. So shout out to all you guys who sponsored today's show. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And for all the comments, questions, concerns you guys put as we were going through the show here. I appreciate Nicole coming on here and talking with us. And also, like I said, guys, I was recording some different videos today, so I'll be getting those uploaded here soon. I've got a couple different videos off of the usual here. So bear with me, guys. There's going to be a couple of different things coming to the channel. I'm excited to see what you guys say about this stuff. Keep an eye out for the new videos. I'll probably drop 1 or 2 a week off of the normal live streams. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out, guys, or on your way in, or on the replay crew if you're watching this later on. If you guys haven't noticed, I have not been monetizing the videos because the sponsors have been so good from you guys lately. So I didn't want to make you guys sit through. I know sometimes YouTube can overload you guys with an ad on my channel, I guess, like every 3 minutes, I think I've been told in the past. So I don't control that. It just does it automatically. So I haven't been monetizing these videos. So I hope you guys are enjoying watching these without all the ads and stuff if you don't have the YouTube Premium. And hopefully there's not ads on there because they're all the way turned off on here. So shout out to you guys who have contributed to the channel. Oh, we also have Marky just come through with a $5 Cash App for baby. Shout out to you, Marky Rizzo, hooking it up also in here with the last minute Cash App. I appreciate you, my friend. If you guys are watching this on the replay and you'd like to support this channel or this message, you can do so by checking out the description box. There's a link to Cash App, Venmo, or you can also do a super sticker or super chat on the replay crew, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You know we're going to be back up in here next Wednesday with the live stream. I might try and do maybe like a Sunday or a Monday live stream again. But I do have some different videos coming to the channel. Baby Marky. I've had eyelid twitches my whole life. So I have a weird eyelid twitches from time to time. I wonder what the heck that's about. Also had EL twitches. No nausea for me either. Let's see, Kimmy, I never got nausea either. Just all the other stuff, especially the sweats and the ROS. Oh shit, Sonny S coming through with a $5 super chat, baby. He says, peace. Shout out to you, Sonny. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, Sonny. You can see Sonny's picture there. Rocking the beard. Shout out to Sonny for dropping a $5 super chat to finish things up, guys. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Showing the love up in here. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Stress and lack of sleep. Sonny, baby. It's like misfiring neurotransmitters. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. Love you, Kev. Love you too, Sonny. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Oh, Sweet Caroline coming in here at the last second says, yo, yo, yo. Okay, guys, we're just right before 2 hours, so please smash that like button. We're going to end right here. Shout out to all you people who contributed to today's show. You guys are all awesome. Shout out to Nicole for coming on here, sharing her story. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.